receiving the microchip. That's how. All right? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, and you can see that because you got this guy, Kanye West. You can see how Esau is going to use Jacob to help push his New World Order. And Jacob's going to be right there, hand in hand with the devil, pushing you to take the chip, pushing you to assimilate into the society.
That's right.
And it's going to be your favorite rapper, it's going to be your favorite entertainer. Yeah. It's going to be the person that you grew up, you had aspirations to be like, and he's going to tell you to do this, and you're going to believe him, man. Because the scriptures say that what the simple believe every word. And 2/3 of our people are simple.
That's right.
You know?
That's right, bro.
It says, verse 16, and he calls them all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
And it doesn't matter what status you are, because why? Going back to Revelation 3 and 10, the whole earth is going to be tried. But look, these other nations can take that microchip. It don't matter anyway. 2/3 of our people will be judged for receiving that mark of the beast, which is the microchip. All right? And then also, even when it talks about your right hand, that means that it can still go in your left hand too. All right? So a lot of people get caught up in that where it can only go in my right hand. No, that's not true. It can go in any part of your body, man. Go ahead, bro.
It says, verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark.
The only way you're going to be able to buy, the only way you're going to be able to continue in this thing we call life, according to the way Esau rules this, you have to have that microchip. All right? Now, the elect will be protected. Why? Because, like I said before, the Most High is going to put the Spirit on them not to receive it, and He's gonna make sure they eat, so on and so forth, man. Go ahead.
It says, that no man might buy or sell save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Right, that's 666. And then you look at the UPC code, you have these long lines. That's a 6. In the middle part, you have a line, that's a 6. And then the end of that UPC code, that's another 6. But also,
it says, here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast.
Right.
For it is the number of a man.
Right.
And his number is 666.
And if you do research, Joseph Woodland has a patent for that. Okay? For that microchip, that UPC code. And his counterpart was I want to say his name was Bernard Silver. Alright, because basically Bernard Silver came to him and he was saying that people were getting tired of waiting in line so long. So what Joseph did was he took this concept and he created the UPC code to assist people to move in and out of the grocery store lines, man. And that's why when you when it beeps, you know how you be you wait in line and be like beep beep beep. He likened that to the Morse code, man. Look it up. Alright.
No, that was it.
Y'all got something?
Revelation 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand.
You can also receive the mark in your forehead, because why? Esau is pushing that agenda that basically it can stop the mention. All right, go ahead.
Or in his head, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High.
That's right.
Which is poured out without mixture.
And that's nuclear destruction. Hence the missiles. Go ahead.
Into the cup of his indignation.
Right, and what is indignation? If you define that term, it means righteous judgment. So everybody that dies on this demographic, it was deemed to be so because why? They were sinners. They were wicked individuals. Go ahead.
And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone.
Right, hence the lake of fire. The lake of fire is actually what we call the United States of America. Go ahead. That's once these missiles make contact with this demographic. Because once the elect is beamed up, the chariots have windows. So the elect are going to be able to look out those windows, and when they look down, the United States is going to look like a lake of fire. Go ahead.
In the presence of the holy angels.
Right, so the holy angels are going to be present. Correct. Go ahead.
And in the presence of the Lamb.
And in the presence of the Lamb. Who is the Lamb? The Lamb is Yahawashi. And like Apostle Tahar states, it makes sense that the elect is going to be in one big ship. All right, because what did Ezra say? That he saw a large mountainous region. All right, so if you go to Revelation, I want to say 11 and 18, it talks about this cloud. Let me make sure. It talks about how he was taken up in the cloud. Revelation 11, maybe Revelation 11. How it talks about how, no, cloud. 11 and 12? Yeah, go ahead.
Revelation 11 and 12.
Right.
And they heard a great voice from heaven.
Right.
Saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud.
Hey, read that again.
Is a Revelation 11 and 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven.
Right, and that great voice is Yahawashi. Go ahead.
Saying unto them, come up hither.
And this will be spoken in the Hebrew. Go ahead.
And they ascended up to heaven.
So the elect is going to ascend up to heaven, from earth to heaven. Go ahead.
And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud.
In a cloud, not clouds, but in a cloud. So it only makes sense that all the elect will be beamed up in the same cloud, being governed by Yahawashi. All right?
Yeah, I got a precept. It's Isaiah 26 and 20 says, come my people, enter thou into thy chambers.
Right, the chambers. Go ahead.
And shut thy doors about thee.
Now, when you go into that term chambers, it's actually talking about the inner part of the chariot. All right, so when you look up that term chambers, I want to say a definition for chambers is apartments. Apartments. So when you define the term apartment, it means to be separated. Separated from what? The elect will be separated from the 2/3, hence the chariots. All right? So basically, the chariots has an inner part. Okay? Go ahead. That's a room. That's where they're going to be sitting there. That's where they're going to actually see America being destroyed. They have windows. Go ahead.
It says, come my people, enter thou into thy chambers.
Wait a minute. That's the Old Testament?
Yeah.
I thought we don't read out the Old Testament. Go ahead.
It says, and shut thy doors about thee, hide thyself as it were for a little moment.
Right, so once the elect is actually going inside those chambers, the doors is going to be shut. Hide thyself from where?
It says, hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed.
Until the indignation be overpassed, meaning until the destruction of America. All right? That's what this is talking about. And to prove that the chariots have a sound system, get Revelation 10 chapter. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Revelation 15 and 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous. 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of the Most High. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire.
Right, so the chariots are actually going to be above the ozone layer. That sea of glass is referring to the ozone layer. Go ahead, brother.
And them that had gotten the victory over the beast,
the elect will get the victory over the beast. Who's the beast? The beast is referring to NATO and the EU. Go ahead.
And over his image.
And over the image, this system, this American system, which goes back to the pagan Roman Empire system. Go ahead.
And over his mark.
And over the mark, the microchip, hence the mark of the beast. Go ahead.
And over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High.
That's right. So the elect are going to be saved, man. And Lord willing, we are part of it as well as you are.
Finish off.
Yeah, go ahead.
Back in Isaiah 26 and 21, for behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain.
Hey, brother, can you read that again?
It's Isaiah 26 and 21. For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity.
All right, so what is the Lord's place? Where's the Lord at right now? He's in the third heaven. All right. He's in what else they call it? The fourth dimension. The reason why it's called the fourth dimension because you up, down, that's one dimension. Side to side, that's the second dimension. And back and forth, that's the third dimension. All right? Go ahead, read that again.
It says, "For behold, the Lord cometh out of this place."
Now, I got a precept. Jeremiah 4:7. The lion is come up from his thicket. What's the thicket? The spiritual world. All right? The third heaven, the fourth dimension.
It says, "For behold, the Lord cometh out of this place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity."
Right, so man, bro, since you got that, get Revelation 1:7. The inhabitants will be destroyed. Why? Because basically they have assimilated to Esau's way of life. All right? As well as 2/3 of our people. Go ahead, bro.
This is Isaiah 13:11. And I will punish the world for their evil.
Right, the world will be punished for their evil. Go ahead.
And the wicked for their iniquity.
Who's the wicked? The wicked is Esau. Go ahead.
And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease.
Right, right. And isn't Esau proud? All right, this man walks around like he's going to be in rulership forever and a day, man. Go ahead.
It says, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
Right, and who's the terrible? Esau is the terrible. All right? Because his forefather going into Alexander the Great, when he took over, evils were multiplied. When his 4 generals came in rulership, man. When they split his kingdom in 4s, man. All right? That's
Yeah. This is Psalms 49:11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
Hey, their inward thought is that their houses. Now, their houses is actually talking about what? Their rulership. All right? Go ahead.
It says, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
And also, when you go into that term houses, in the Hebrew is bayah. And then one of those definitions is bodies, souls. So what are they trying to do now? They're trying to continue to live by placing a chip inside of their bodies, forever young. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's talking about as well, man. So they're trying to link up. They're trying to actually live through the microchip. And basically, what's the name of that? It's a movie. Shit. It goes into how they want to utilize AI, artificial intelligence, to never die.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Transhumanism.
Yeah.
That's another part of their houses. They're actually wanting to place that chip inside of their bodies to forever live, man. To be forever young.
To be gods.
To be gods. Yeah.
Like I say, basically that was a blessing that we're going to receive, the Israelites. So that was our promise that we are going to have everlasting life.
That's right.
Esau, he wants to artificially do that.
Yeah.
Because he has spiritual power on the left-hand side.
That's right.
So that's how he tried to do it. He has to interact with the spiritual world through just technology.
That's right. That's right. On the left-hand side.
It says, and their dwelling places to all generations.
Right, because what they try to do is they pass their inheritance to the next generation, just like with the elite. The reason why they marry within their families is because they understand the process of reincarnation. They understand that they will return back on Earth every 3 to 4 generations. And at this time frame, the lifespan has been shortened. It's like every 75 years, man. If you do the additions. That's something to add.
Yeah, it says they call their lands after their own names.
That's then who was that? Africa? Who did that? Yeah, he did that. You know what I'm saying?
San Francisco, San Diego, all these places are named by Edomites.
That's right.
They came over here and destroyed our people.
That's right.
So that's prophecy being fulfilled right there in your face.
But the scriptures are not real.
That was Revelation 1. This is Revelation 1:7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye.
So Yahawashi is coming in the cloud. And that cloud is actually talking about a chariot. Go ahead.
And every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him.
Right. So those 2 Roman soldiers that pierced him, they're going to get it first. Go ahead.
And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him.
All these other nations are going to be well. Why? Because he's going to kill them in righteousness. All right?
Even so to all.
Right. Even so to all. Good. All right? Yeah. We got the Revelation 10 just to prove that.
and I started